Okay guys, it has been about a month since I put any new content on this channel, and I was thinking it was well overdue that we did something with archaeology. A little bit because since I last posted anything, I got a new job. I am now working with the Portable Antiquity Scheme in Wales, so I'm very much invested in pretty much everything archaeology focused at the moment. And it seemed really timely to be talking about archaeology on the channel because Archwilio is back. Not that it went anywhere, but it is new. It has been refreshed. So I wanted to do a little video about Archwilio, and if you didn't know about it, introduce you to it. So, what is Archwilio? It is a unique and amazing resource. It is a pooling together of all the information that the 4 Welsh archaeological trusts have compiled about archaeological sites, excavations, and find spots. It is an amazingly detailed, in-depth catalogue of archaeological and historical site information that is sort of a prerequisite. If you are looking to conduct some casual research into archaeology, go to Archwilio. If you are looking to start some desk-based archaeological assessments, go to Archwilio. If you're a PhD student looking at landscape archaeology, Archwilio, it's all here. Like everything that you could need on that entire spectrum of archaeological research is based in this resource. So why am I talking about it today? Because this thing has been rattling around since, I want to say 2013. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but something like 2013 is when it first kicks off. But it has just, as of, I think today, as of this morning, it is the 20th, no, it's not the 20th, it's the 30th. It's almost Christmas month. It is the 30th of November, and the new version of Archwilio has launched and is live, and it has this beautiful, very crisp, very clean landing page, which is really nice. So I thought we'd just, if you were unfamiliar with what this is, just give you a little bit of an introduction. I mean, the page itself does give you a little bit of a description. Archwilio provides public access, free public access to the historic environment records for Wales. That's at its heart what it is. But it's only when you start playing with it do you begin to appreciate just how much information is embedded in this thing. It is a huge undertaking. And does play a pretty critical role in helping to safeguard Welsh heritage, archaeological sites, and so forth. So various things up here. I mean, we will go into the search in a moment. I just thought worth taking you to the links to begin with, because Archwilio is a great starting point for research. Okay, so you'll find lots of like snippets of information which will lead you onto other avenues for research. Some of that will require you to reach out to other organizations, the majority of which are found here. So like Cadw in relation to scheduled sites, it's in there. Archives Wales, a logical connection. Coughlin, always very good. Good work by the Royal Commission. Again, have a look at that. I mean, I appreciate that's had 1 or 2 glitchy issues, but you know, we're being kind to Coughlin as a resource. It's still excellent in terms of the information that it retains. A story for another day, perhaps. If we go down this list, I mean, obvious ones down here: National Library of Wales, Amgueddfa Cymru's on here. Naturally, Portable Antiquity Scheme is on there, and I get that this is alphabetical. It could be nudged up a little. Maybe take Portable Antiquity Scheme and push it a little bit towards the top. I don't know. Maybe that's just some bias creeping in there. But again, a brilliant overlap in terms of talking about find spots. So if there are any gaps or other things that you want to follow up on, Welsh Journals Online. If you don't know Welsh Journals Online, you should know Welsh Journals Online, because again, it is an amazingly in-depth, detailed, free research resource in terms of historical documentation, journals. You get access to things like Welsh newspapers online through that as well. Brilliant body of resources. So, you know, what is contained within the Archwilio website is a brilliant archive of materials that will really set you on your path in terms of research. But let's have a quick look in the search section, and bring that up. Now, I'm going to show you something that's sort of hidden or forgotten in this website in a minute, but it's a useful thing to be aware of in terms of where Archwilio has come from. But let's quickly look at what Archwilio is today. This is concentrated on Wales. It is a Welsh-specific resource, so you can forget about England in the nicest possible way. You can forget about it and concentrate on the territories within Wales. So I'm living in Pembrokeshire now, so let's go to Unitary Authority of Pembrokeshire, and I'm doing a lot of work with Iron Age sites at the moment. So let's pick Iron Age. Why not? Give that a little search and see what we come up with. And in a moment, the page is going to get flooded, absolutely flooded with data points. And you saw a little caveat there. It's contracted. What word did it use? It shrunk. Let's go with that. It shrunk the data to 500 entry points because you have that greater volume of information. So you could be a little bit more specific with the search terms, and you've got various different options up here as well. But let's just sort of zoom in, pick some of these at random. Oh, hold on. I like that. That seems like a good one to start with. At random. Trehowell. I have no idea what Trehowell is. Let's find out. Trehowell is an Iron Age / Roman find spot. Okay. Now granted, not much information in there, but you have the details as to where you can follow up on it in terms of additional sources. Let's pick a better let's pick a better one. Let's go with Castelleredin. Okay. So here, again, these nice little summary pieces. Iron Age defended enclosure we have here. Very nice. With a little bit of information about the site as has been recorded. Always appreciate, of course, that with a heck of a lot of these sites, you're dealing with archive material that is going seriously far back. So this is like talking about materials that were recorded first in 1925, additional surveying in the 1960s, and not much more. So not all of these are going to have a huge amount of data supporting them, but there will be descriptions, good indications of where there are find spots. Porthobuch. Oh, there we go. That's much better. We had to keep clicking until we got to something with a bit more detail. So again, Iron Age promontory fort. Small coastal promontory fort that was almost entirely been lost to the sea, but some elements of it survive. Pretty much all of these entries are going to be by Ken Murphy. Not surprising given the geography. Let's have a quick look in terms of what's in the source section. These I love because these have these little snippets, these little descriptions that you have coming in. A small peninsula defended by an earthwork within which is one circular hut foundation clearly defined. Very nice. So again, what this is doing is giving you a brilliant starting point for exploring the landscape. We're focused on the Iron Age archaeology here. Always a point of contention, Romans in Pembrokeshire. Well, if you look for, let's go for Roman find spots. It's also going to be pretty busy. And one of the reasons for this is there's a lot of overlap in terms of the Iron Age and Roman materials. So it's not always that clear. Let's see what's in Haverfordwest. Why not? What was found at Withybush? I don't know. We have a Roman find spot. Blue glass bead. Very nice. So a little bit later on, Roman find spot. So, we can start layering this information, start putting it all together. What was found down here? 2 entries. Now, this is worth being aware of as well. Often there are multiple entry points for the same point. So we can have here, Roman find spot, several coins. Cool. And 2 additional coins. Now at Tenby Museum. So there it gives you a sense of the sort of data sets that we have coming through. Let's pick somewhere a little bit more abstract. Let's go where? I don't know. Where should we go? Oh, now this I noticed you can do it by trust, which is quite cool. I can't decide. We're spoiled for choice. Let's go up to Anglesey and see what we can do there. Busy for Roman find spots, possible buildings, holloways, gullies, roundhouse from. Where's that one? Let's have a look at that. So there we go. We can have the information in the main page as well. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted now. I'm just following random leads because this is what it gives you. It gives you this amazing archive of information to start these discussions and start expanding out the narrative from there. So pretty cool, an amazing resource. And it's great to see it so fresh and a lot more, I think, a lot more accessible, a lot cleaner in terms of the interface. Now, the thing I wanted to show you is if you come up to this corner, you'll notice that there is a link in the Archwilio banner. Now, you would think clicking on this would maybe take you back to, the home page. That's sort of logical. It would take you back to this, or it would take you back to the main search page for the new version of Archwilio. But what happens is you get taken to the old version of Archwilio, which is beautiful. So this is like the version. This is where it started from. Yeah. And it's still there. It's not gone. I presume this is an error. Like somebody has either forgotten. I'd love to think that somebody's left it in as like a little archaeological Easter egg so you can see where it was. But if you start exploring this, you'll find that the information hasn't really changed. It's just far more accessible, and it looks a lot better as well. To be blunt about it, let's go in. Now, original users of Archwilio will remember this. The random terms and condition box in the map, which you'd always miss. I always missed it. I'm sure others missed it as well. If you missed it as well, mention it in the comments. Seems like a thing to mention. Let's go into Pembrokeshire again. Let's see what we've got. Similar map, of course. Oh, look at that! Look at this imposing red line. What was the thought behind that? That's very intimidating. So we're in Pembrokeshire. Let's just do the same thing. Let's go Iron Age, and it'll be the same sort of information. Let's give it a chance. Truncated again. That's the word I was looking for earlier. And there are the find spots. Hey, I really don't know about the color scheme. It's also sort of dragging its heels. I mean, I don't know if this is even supposed to work anymore. What have we got? Wrath rings. Nice. With some aerial photography as well down here. Yeah, that's worth highlighting as well. That sometimes you have these images included in the entry points as well. So that is what it used to look like. And compare the two. I think you get the sense that one is much cleaner and crisper. The information there is the same. Okay, so it hasn't like reinvented the wheel entirely. The source information is the same, but the resource is a lot cleaner, crisper, and it just feels a little bit easier to use. So there we go. This is Archwilio. I want to call it Archwilio 2.0. I don't know how many. There are probably way more versions of Archwilio in one form or another. But there it is. And I think it's pretty cool. It's a great resource, if nothing else. Students of archaeology, I don't know, let's have a look in. Let's go to Monmouthshire. My Monmouthshire. Let's look for Mesolithic find spots in Monmouthshire. Well, that's a little bit more selective, unsurprisingly. What have we got? Still some cool stuff, though. What have we got? Let's down here. Where are we? Llanbadog. Mesolithic microblades. Cool. Did I just click on that one? Discovery of Mesolithic flints and excavations at 10 Old Market Street. We've got some more links in here. What are these? What information is this giving us? Possibly the same information again. Possibly the same information over and over again. Nonetheless. Still. Pretty cool. Let's click on this one. Go up to the Radir. More Mesolithic sites. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool because it's all sort of along the... all tucked in and around the river system, which is pretty cool. So, I want to say I wasn't aware of those. I kind of was aware of those. But, the broader point, that you have some really interesting little find spots. And you got these clusters. It's a pretty clear, broadly speaking, geographical cluster. There's visible activity going on here. And, of course, this is something that can then feed into future research. You're looking at these find spots. You're thinking, okay, there's research potential there. Where do we take it from there? So, some pretty cool stuff. I will put a link to the Archwilio website in the description below this. But yeah, if you haven't had a play with Archwilio, do it. It is an amazing resource. And that's probably all that needs saying about that. Okay, I may well be producing more archaeology-focused content in the weeks and months ahead. Let's see. But for now, good to be back. Hope you're all well. And we'll see you soon with either archaeology or, let's face it, Pokemon content. One of those two things will happen next. Until then, goodbye.